Hello, fellow edutainmentees. Injasuti here again. It's been a while, hasn't it, since my last video, and I've been traveling quite a bit, that's why, except not as much as I'd like to because of the dreaded coronavirus. That sort of stopped us all a bit, hasn't it? But we're doing very well in Western Australia. In fact, we think it's gone. We haven't had a new case for a month and a half now. And as of yesterday, everybody was released as though they'd all been let out of jail. And there were parties everywhere and the beaches were packed. And I don't know, I think in 2 weeks' time we're going to see a few more cases. I hope not, but anyway. Eastern Australia has a resurgence of COVID in the Victoria state. So we're all looking down our noses at the people in Victoria. We're going, tut, tut, tut. All right, so now Follow Me says that some of you have a bit of difficulty with making the P sound. Not the B, you have that in your language, so that's good. But I want to say that they're very, very similar. Okay, so we're going to cover the P and the B today, and this is going to be a short video because of it. Okay. So, all right, now just to remind you, if you haven't seen the ED endings video where I described what a voiced and an unvoiced sound is. Okay, you know this is our larynx, this is where we make the noises from, this thing here. And so when you make a noise, if you're using your voice box, your larynx, we call this a voiced sound, okay? And if you're not, we call it an unvoiced sound. And the description or the example that I give is if you put your fingers here and you go sss, you don't feel any vibration in your fingertips because that is an unvoiced sound. But if you were to go you can feel the vibration. So or n is a voiced sound. Okay, that's quite important. Okay, for these two phonemes. Okay, that was just a quick reminder. Okay, so we're going to start, I think, with the B first, because that's the one you're familiar with, okay? Pack your bags. Pack your bags. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so now the B phoneme is the voiced sound. B, b, b. You can feel it here, okay? We also call the B and the P a plosive sound. Sounds a bit like explosive, doesn't it? And the reason being is because both of those, you hold the air inside your mouth. So there's no air coming out of your mouth or out through your nose, okay? You're holding it back and it's a bit under pressure. So when you release it, it sort of comes out a bit like that. Let me give you a demonstration with a piece of tissue. Okay, now if I was to do the P sound, or let me start with the B sound, I go B. B, b. You can see the tissue moving a bit. B, because I'm holding the air back behind my lips, which are quite tight, forcing it out. B, b. Okay, so that's the slight difference because the air is being held back, and I'm also the air's got to travel through these vocal cords, which are trying to vibrate to make the sound. So it's restricting the air a little bit more. Okay. So here's a drawing, closed lips. The air is forced against the lips inside the mouth. It can't escape because you've blocked your nose off at the back of your throat. Your tongue's raised up. And then it comes out like that. That's why they call it plosive. Okay, so, so we'll read these words because some of them might be new to you. But if you read them, then you'll be able to feel the difference in your mouth when you say the P sounds. Okay, so let's read these. Been, back, both, club, able, before, number, public, member, business, possible, probable, remember, valuable, publicity, suitable, responsible, publication, comfortable, sustainable, credible, bureaucracy. All right. Betty Botter had some butter, but the butter's bitter, Betty Botter said. Okay, lots of B's there. Good. Now, the P. Okay, so everything in the mouth and the teeth and the tongue is very, very similar, except, of course, the air is going to come directly out from your lungs, but also with this. Let me demonstrate. You see, it's a bit more than the B because the air is not being restricted through your vocal cords. Okay, right, and it's an unvoiced and also plosive. Good. Next screen, and there's a nice picture. So the air is trapped behind your lips because your lips are tight, stopping the air from escaping. All right, and sudden release of air with a bit of pressure behind it. Good. Now let's try the P. All right, remember, if you want to put your fingertips here to make sure that you're not using your voice box, the air is coming straight through. P, p, pen, p, p, push, stop, lop, spec, speck, p, rimp, primp, p, plop, p, pump, p, pulp, p, pickup, happy, stop, ing, peapod, platypus, porcupine, peppermint, pineapple, separate, slippery, woodpecker, apologize, disappearance, hippopotamus. Let me read those properly. Pen, push, stop, lop, speck, primp, plop, pomp, pulp, pickup, happy, stopping, peapod, platypus, porcupine, peppermint, pineapple, separate, slippery, woodpecker, apologize, disappearance, and hippopotamus. What a lovely word, hippopotamus. All right, and here's another tongue twister that you will be familiar with. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. How many pecks of pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick? Now, a peck is a very old-fashioned measurement of something for weight, I think, or volume. Not 100%, I think it's weight. We don't use it anymore. All right, so how did you go? P, 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 p. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Good. Okay, now let's put them together. Okay, band, panned, bear, pear, beak, peak, bleed, plead, board, poured, braise, praise, blade, played, blaster, plaster, breach, preach, brim, prim, big pups bark in parks, but plenty of breeds bite. Barbara picked plenty of peach bits from the baby's bib. How did you manage that? It's not difficult, it really isn't. It just needs practice like everything else. Okay, so for those of you who do struggle with this, I hope that helps. I hope that helps you. Okay, good, and take care, everybody.